Star Wars Outlaws on Switch 2 is a disaster waiting to happen. Imagine that you bought the brand new Nintendo Switch 2, you got hyped up for next gen Star Wars, only to fire up Star Wars Outlaws and watch the game itself crawl at 10 frames per a second, guys. This is not a meme. It's not an exaggeration. That's what people are reporting from PAX East, and Ubisoft doesn't even want you to see it, guys. This isn't just about one bad game. This is a massive red flag. A massive red flag for the entire future of third-party games on the Switch 2, and this is why it matters. Here's why you should care, guys. Nintendo fans have been begging for third-party support for years. We've heard it since the days of the Wii U. The Switch 2 was supposed to fix that. In fact, every time they make a new console, they say that they're going to fix it. Well, what a surprise. The Switch 2 was supposed to finally deliver PlayStation and Xbox level titles on a Nintendo system. But if Star Wars Outlaws is any indication, players aren't going to be getting next-gen experiences. They're going to be getting downgraded ports that barely function. And early adopters of this console, the people like me that bought it on launch, were basically being used as beta testers. Because that's not what we're getting. This is a disappointment. A lot of these ports are these game key cards that are just lazily transferred over onto these game key cards, and they're just not even worth your money or your time. So let's talk about Ubisoft's track record. Yeah, the people that made Star Wars Outlaws, guys. Let's talk Ubisoft. They've made launched broken games into art form. Like, that's their thing that they're known for. Oh, we got a game coming out. Guess what? It's going to be a broken game at launch. It's no surprise anymore. Outlaws on PC and PS5, those were total messes at launch. Forget about it. And then the performance. Don't even get on the performance. Do you remember seeing all the glitches and all the videos and all the reviews trashing it? Performance was trash for months with Star Wars Outlaws. The stealth system was so broken that they literally had to remove missions from the game. That's not even an exaggeration. I suffered through this, played the game on stream, made my review of it on the Xbox version, and it was just your average Ubisoft game with a Star Wars sticker slapped on top of it. It was garbage. You didn't even need the Star Wars name on this, and it would have felt like playing any kind of other Ubisoft game that's absolutely broken. Ubisoft's playbook is simple, guys. Launch a game broken, put a patch on it later, and hope that players stick around long enough. Well, here's the thing, though. If they couldn't stabilize Star Wars Outlaws on a PC format, which is like literally the PC Master Race, like the best platform to play games on, or on the Xbox Series X or the PlayStation 5, what chance do you think the Switch 2 has? Realistically, what chance do you think the Switch 2 has to have Star Wars Outlaws running at a decent performance standard? Absolutely zero, guys. You are out of your mind if you think this game was going to run right. Now, here's the Switch 2's third-party problem, guys, and Ubisoft isn't alone here with this problem. We've already seen reports of Elden Ring on Switch 2 running at terrible frame rates as well. We talked about how the rumor was that it was completely unplayable, that they weren't letting people record footage of them playing it on the Switch 2. Well, when Nintendo showed off its big third-party lineup of games, the question was never if these ports would struggle, okay? We figured that. It was always when. Okay, when are these games going to struggle? Well, when they come out. We already know they're going to be bad. Outlaws is the latest proof that the Switch 2 is simply not able to handle these kinds of games without any kind of like downgrade in performance. They have to essentially gut performance for these games to run properly. I mean, even look at Fortnite, a free-to-play game, doesn't even have the Save the World campaign on it so that it could run properly. Now, let's talk about these shady incidents going around at PAX West. I said PAX East earlier in the video. I meant PAX West. They're being shady with the demo. That's on display there. This is the biggest red flag of all right? At PAX West, people got to play Outlaws on the Switch 2. They got to dig in, sink their teeth into it, but they weren't allowed to capture footage. Not even over-the-shoulder recordings with your cell phone. Massive red flag. Meanwhile, every other game at the event, totally fine to film. Why the secrecy, guys? Why the restrictions? Well, because it's obvious. If Star Wars Outlaws, it's a game that's already been out for over a year, right? If a game that's already been out for over a year is suddenly banned to be shown on camera. It's not about spoilers, because we've already seen the story. Most of the people who've played the game have already played it, or people that wanted to play the game have already played it. I couldn't imagine not playing Star Wars Outlaws at this point and holding out for a Switch 2 to not be spoiled. It's because this game runs so poorly that Ubisoft and Nintendo don't want you to see it. And that's facts, guys. That's not speculation. This is 110% damage control. They don't want you to see the demo running at all. Let's look at the cold hard numbers when it comes to Star Wars Outlaws, okay? Here's the kicker. Even outside of the Switch 2 and the problems they're going to have with the Switch 2 version of Star Wars Outlaws, this game flopped. I don't care what kind of cope and seethe you have for Ubisoft. The peak Steam players didn't even reach 4,000 people. Not even 4,000 people. Twitch viewership is practically non-existent right now. If you go to Twitch, literally like nobody's playing this game. And Ubisoft even canceled a sequel to this game before they even started. And all that expansion roadmap and everything they promised for it, where's it at? This game is dead. So ask yourself, and be honest with yourself, if the game failed on more powerful hardware with almost no audience left, why should we believe it'll somehow thrive on the Switch 2? It's not. It's literally going to be dead on arrival. They're wasting our time with this. So here's the big takeaway, guys. The lesson here is simple. Don't let hype or branding fool you. That Star Wars logo on the box doesn't mean that a quality game is going to be guaranteed here. They failed us a long time ago with this. If a publisher is banning gameplay footage days before its release, that's not them protecting fans from spoilers. That's literally them hiding performance issues here. And Nintendo fans deserve better than being treated as guinea pigs for Ubisoft's sloppy ports on the Switch 2. And if the Switch 2 is truly going to lean on third-party games, this should be a massive wake-up call for people, myself included, that own this thing. So here's where I'll leave it at, guys. Outlaws was already a failure everywhere else. Let's be honest here. It was absolutely disappointing. It was frustrating. I was totally let down by it. Go check out my review that I made about it if you're interested. But the Switch 2 isn't going to change anything about that. At best, it'll probably limp along with patches for a few months, and at its worst, it's going to be unplayable day one. But I want to know what you guys think. Can Outlaws ever be patched into something that's actually playable on the Switch 2? Or is this game just unfixable because of the hardware of the Switch 2? Let me know down below. And if this video helped you out, hit that like button or that dislike, and subscribe so you don't miss my content. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Thank you so much for watching, as always. Take care.